He's in this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Leahona Light. I tell you what, there's been some interesting turns of events. We may have to cut our may or may not. It all depends on the location. May have to cut our podcasting of the book of James short. You may have to study it on your own. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and get over to the book of James. And we're going to cover the first 6 verses. The first 6 verses of chapter 3. Yeah, that's right. We're in chapter 3. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the first 6 verses. I want you guys to get ready for this, okay? Verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. Now, I have to back it up a little bit and talk to you what I've done with that particular verse. You said, why are you stopping it at one verse? We're going through 6 verses. Yeah. Yes, but listen to me. I've looked in other translations. The New Jerusalem Bible, the RSV, says, be not many teachers. See, for teachers shall receive the greater condemnation. And to me, what that means, I think that means in that guise of really the priesthood. That we shouldn't really seek after the priesthood to teach and exercise unrighteous dominion. You ever thought about that? Teaching and exercising unrighteous dominion. Say, try to micromanage your flock. You offend somebody. Or you fail to teach them some of the basic rudiments of the gospel in such a way that they can really understand. You receive really one of my friends who's really into another faith right now, he says you receive what's known as a double judgment. But in the King James, it's a greater condemnation. And so, when they're talking about masters, what that means, don't just desire some high teaching office in the priesthood. In other words, stay humble. Don't bite off more than you can possibly chew. Okay? I want you to think about this. It's not that hard to look at it and just really examine it for what it is. Alright, verse 2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. That's pretty interesting to look at, isn't it? We shouldn't be seeking the priesthood for like mastery. Because then, yeah, we will receive the greater condemnation. Because suppose we offend someone unknowingly. Doesn't matter. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. Verse 3. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, that they may obey us. And we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Okay, let's stop and let's unpack verse 4, okay? Let's unpack verse 4, because this is very important to look at, guys. A small helm. Really, I wasn't going to do this. But I'm a podcaster, and so I'm going to be using a podcaster's license. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Still got to learn my commands of the switches here. Be patient with me. Here we go. Red alert, sir. What's going on? Please report. Sir, we've been hitting the star nacelle. Damaged the hull on 3 decks. Right standard rudder. Bring Z minus 10,000 meters. Aye, sir. Z minus 10,000 meters. Z minus 10,000 meters. Yes, sir. Stand by proton torpedoes. There you go. The tongue is like a rudder. He likened it into a rudder. And see, I've heard this before. I was in a network marketing business rally once with my ex-wife. We were dating. And one of the things that they talked about, this woman talked about how the tongue is like a rudder. You know, she used the book of James. Of course, you know, the King James is like a helm. Well, the helmsman controls the rudder, controls the helm. So, and you gotta think, you know, back in King James time, you know, they didn't have all these too big of a magnificent ships as far as I know, as far as I'm aware. At least not before, you know, that was before, you know, the Mayflower and all that good stuff. Just before the Mayflower. But anyway, I digress. Number 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Now, if you look in the matter, under matter, in your Bible, in the Greek, it says a forest. A forest. Oh, what I could do. But I won't. Because we need to go on to verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. My friends, God will hold you responsible for every idle word that you say. I want you to think about that, okay? We have to be careful what we're saying, what we're doing. I know I'm just as guilty as anybody else in here. You know, it's funny. James, if you read the book of James, you realize that some of his stuff is pointed. You know, I just got through listening to a minister earlier who said, you can't live the Christian life. Christ is your life. Okay, that's true. That's true. And he wants us to have a personal relationship. But a personal relationship, you go beyond. You go to a covenant relationship. And James is one of the most wonderful epistles to teach you some of the basic rudiments of Christian living. Alright? I hope you've enjoyed listening to Leahona Light. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the Leahona Light community. This is Jimmy Hendricks saying until next time, go out there and preach the gospel. And God bless you.